So today, on behalf of the United States, I want to thank every Olympian and Paralympian. And that was just incredible. And what happened with the Paralympics was so incredible and so inspiring to me. And I watched. It's a little tough to watch too much, but I watched as much as I could. It was really fantastic. And $7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the vote.
So today, on behalf of the United States, I want to thank every Olympian and Paralympian. And that was just incredible. And what happened with the Paralympics was so incredible and so inspiring to me. And I watched. It's a little tough to watch too much, but I watched as much as I could. It was I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear words. A kid coming from a
Sam, if I could just get this sentence out, we can talk about Jimmy Dore can go and kill 15 kids tomorrow, and I still believe in force the vote.
That isn't what it meant.
But what did it mean then? Explain.
It meant that it's indicative of low resolution thinking.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
But the real problem is that our leaders are dumb. Dumb. So dumb. Soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it, and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick, because it's got force. It's a perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I try to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
No good, really bad for you.
Hello, user!
listeners, and welcome to another episodic stylation of the program. We've got a programmatic program. Folks, I woke up approximately, it's 10:06. I woke up approximately 15 to 20 minutes ago. I haven't even had coffee yet, though. I have a fresh brew right here. So let's see if it's still too hot. It is very hot. It is very hot. So I'm unable to consume my coffee until it cools the fuck down a little bit. Hello, users, and welcome to the goddamn. So please, I apologize ahead of time. I woke up 20 minutes ago. I'm a disaster. I'm a mess, folks. I woke up, coffee, took the dog out, and here I am. I haven't even put on clothes. This is what I wear to bed. This is my pajamas, basically. I'm wearing my pajamas. Is anyone here? Is anyone watching the stream? Hello? Anyway, so I've got a show going on today. I've decided to do a show, which is very unusual for me. I don't typically do these kind of things. I normally, just kidding, I do them actually every day. So I doing a program today. I figured, I would do I would do something. I figured. I haven't eaten yet today either. I'm starving. And yeah. Oh. Johnny Too Late, what's up? God, I love dogs. I love dogs. All right. God, I did no preparation at all. Hello, pharmacist. Welcome to the show. Hello, Tyler. The suspect has been arrested, folks. That's crazy. That's crazy. Goddamn suspects being arrested. Goddamn suspects. Suspected suspects. Imagine not only someone being a suspect, but a suspected suspect. Yo, I need this coffee, so I'm going in even if I get burned. Alright, that's the first sip. The scrolling noises. Hello, Catherine. Okay. So, inflation. Gas prices. Inflation. Motherfucker. I already said fuck. Inflation, key inflation measure hits double digits for February. Folks, we're talking about inflation, and I'm not talking about the hentai category, so let's read. All right, this is from CNN New York, CNN Business. We're on CNN Business, folks. CNN.com/2022/03/15/economy/US producer. Prices kept rising in February as another key inflation gauge soared and hit double digits. The U.S. Producer Price Index, which tracks what America's producers get paid for their goods and services on average over time, rose 10% for the 12-month period ending in February, not adjusted for seasonal swings, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. I don't know. They didn't adjust it for the seasonal swings, so I don't know what that means. I'm not an expert. in what the seasonal swings even mean. I don't even know what that data represents. That was a slightly faster pace of price increase than economists had predicted. For January, 12-month price inflation was also revised up to 10% from 9.7% initially reported during the first time the index hit double digits since the data series began in 2010. Over the 1 month time span, producer prices rose 0.8% in February, adjusted for seasonality, slightly less than the forecast and below the January level. So inflation is up bigly, but it's not up bigly. So this is like, okay, so on the month to month, we're actually underperforming people's, inflationary expectations. On the year to year, we are seemingly about average with what people are predicting, maybe slightly faster. I don't know. But again, as always, when I talk about inflation, I got to talk about what inflation actually is, because a lot of people don't know. Inflation is made up. It's fake. It doesn't actually exist. There's no such... I know people might actually be shocked to hear this. To me, it's just like a duh. But like, okay, what is inflation? Okay, think about it. What the fuck is inflation? Oh, well, the prices are going up. Why are the prices going up? Oh, well, because things cost more to get. Wrong, you're wrong. The prices are going up because corporations are thinking, oh shit, the media is talking about inflation. So let's say the cost to produce goes up, let's say 1%. What they're going to do is they're going to increase the cost to purchase 10%, 15%. 20%. A lot of these industries have even gone higher, 25, 30% increased. The cost, relatively the same. But they're just trying to scrape profits because the mainstream media is talking about inflation. So they want to propagandize the American people into thinking, oh shit, I guess it's inflation. So gotta pay 30% extra for my Frosted Flakes. It's inflation. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? 1, stop eating Frosted Flakes. 2, rethink how you shop and get food and cook. And 3, realize at least, you can participate in the system as much as, you need to, obviously. But, at least know what the fuck's going on. Inflation is not because of Russian oil imports. That's not real. Inflation is not because of the stimulus checks last year. That's not real. You were lied to. And the people doing the lying are the same ones that own the corporations. So fuck inflation. All my homies hate inflation, except for when referencing the hentai category, of course. And with that, that's all I got. Inflation is like cryptocurrency. It's made up and going to the moon. I would say inflation, it's just the US dollar. It's just money. All money is made up. All money is just even gold. Gold isn't money. Who the fuck decided gold is money? A human. Dogs aren't running around going you want this gold? Dogs don't give a shit about gold. Do you think elephants are walking around I'll give you 3 gold pieces for that stick? No, they don't give a fuck about gold. What the fuck is gold? Money is a purely human concept. It was made by humans, and it doesn't actually exist. There's no money. What? You're telling me I'm going to starve and die because I don't have money? I don't have a rock in my pocket. I don't have a piece of paper in my pocket. So now I'm dead. I'm starving to death because I didn't have a specific kind of rock in my wallet. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's dumb. That's stupid. My thing is this is as I've been saying. If capitalism were you're playing an MMO and it's a free market and you've got MMO gold and whatever. In an MMO, you're playing online, you're playing a video game, fine, I don't give a shit. But capitalism and money being tied to everyday survival, it's just what? What? It makes no sense. It's so ridiculous and ludicrous. The fact that anyone actually believes this shit is honestly insane to me. It's insane to me. It is insane. There are people out there that will argue with you saying oh, Bitcoin's made up, and they think, but money is really serious and we need to. That's why I like crypto, because it shows money for what it really is, and that's made up. Yeah, Lonesome Lenny, you're wrong. I don't know what to tell you other than you're wrong. So go back and just listen to what I already said and absorb that information. All right. So we got a show, doing a program today. Got a show, goddamn interest rate hike. Whoa. Oh, you love interest rates? Goddamn Guinea. I don't even know how the fuck do you pronounce this stupid bitch's name? I seriously have no idea how this person's name is pronounced, so I'm gonna call her Guinea. Goddamn Guinea. Guinea, it sounds like a horse's name, by the way. Like, that sounds like a name you'd give a fucking horse. Like, imagine naming your child, oh, we have a child now, new life. Let's name our kid Guinea. What the fuck? That's a horse name. Like, I'd put like 20 bucks on Guinea at the fucking track. You know, like, who the fuck is Guinea? Anyway, Guinea Thomas, wife of Clarence Thomas, acknowledged she attended Trump rally that preceded Capitol riot. And okay, so just to be very clear, the publishing date is March 14th, 2022. This is not publishing date January 6th, 2021, because we knew that on January 6th. I remember looking at the goddamn Twitter timeline. She was photographed at the January 6th riot. Like, she was there. Like, so I remember reading that on January 6th, but she's confirmed it now. It's confirmed. Guinea was there. What the fuck kind of name is Guinea? Like, I'm sorry, but like, fuck. Anyway, let's keep reading. Washington, Virginia, Guinea Thomas. So that's not even her name. Her name's Virginia. But her, like, people call her fucking Guinea. That's not an upgrade. I'd rather be called Virginia. Virginia, like the first person ever born, you know, of American descent in the American place. You know, it's the state, you know. Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna go with Guinea. You're gonna go with Guinea? Okay, sure. So Guinea Thomas, that's like up there with Ghislaine. Like, what kind of fucking name is Ghislaine? Doesn't it like how the fuck do you pronounce that shit? Ghislaine Maxwell? Like, why is Jizz in her name? That's gross. I mean, fucking hell. Like, imagine naming someone like, oh, we have a child now. What should we name this child? Oh, I'm gonna name this child Ghislaine. I'm gonna name this child Guinea. What the fuck? I can't. Alright, told the Washington Free Beacon she attended President Donald Trump's rally on January 6, 2021, but didn't help organize it and left before the violence erupted. I'm not sure about that. She also gave them a lot of money, but yeah, whatever. Guinea Thomas told the newspaper for a story published Monday that she was in the crowd at the ellipse near the White House, but that she went home before Trump spoke because it was cold. Okay, yeah. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. You know, oh, I'm Guinea, and I'm gonna go, oh, it's a little chilly. I know that there's this big Stop the Steal rally, and, you know, Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. Reminder, Joe Biden won. You know, they're gonna do this whole big rally. You know, I remember Trump, like, was actually, like, an hour late. Like, they just had the camera on, like, an empty podium for an hour. Does anyone remember that? But anyway, so she's like, well, Trump's late. I'm cold. My name is Guinea, so I'm going to get the fuck out because I'm cold. I'm a little chilly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you were cold, and then you left. But conveniently, right before anything bad happened, you left. So that makes a lot of sense. I was disappointed and frustrated that there was violence that happened following a peaceful gathering of Trump supporters on the ellipse on January 6th, Thomas told the Free Beacon. This is Guinea speaking, by the way. There are important and legitimate substantive questions about achieving goals like oh, geez, shut up. Anyway, so Guinea is at it again. So anyway, so the reason why we're talking about Guinea, I don't give a fuck about Guinea. Guinea's a goddamn stupid ass bitch. Okay, fuck Guinea. But who I care about here is Clarence Thomas. I don't know why Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is blessed to be surrounded by strong females. I don't know why that's playing right now. I'm not, like, can I just refresh the page? And there we go. We got Clarence back. You know, yeah, I'm glad The Rock is surrounded by strong females. Good for him. But we're talking about Guinea. Where the fuck is Clarence Thomas at? Come on. Anyway, this is the guy I care about. Can you not? Like, is there only, like, one, like... There we go. Okay. Oh, god damn it. All right. So this is the guy I care about. This is Clarence Thomas. He's a Supreme Court justice. This guy's crazy. He's a fucking nutbag. He's a lunatic. And his wife also happened to be named Guinea. Imagine, okay, it's one thing, you have a kid, you name that fucker Guinea. The second one, you're Clarence Thomas, you're a guy, right? You exist, you're a human being, and you fall in love with someone named Guinea? Not good. I mean, that's not good for anybody. But anyway, this guy's on the Supreme Court. and his wife, just happened to go to the Stop the Steal rally, just happened to give them a lot of money. Also, right before anything bad happened, she got a little cold. She got a little chilly, and she left literally right before anything bad happened. Trust me, bro. And you're thinking, oh, the Supreme Court, not corrupt. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, man. If Clarence Thomas is going home every night to Guinea, I don't know, man. Let's assume Clarence Thomas was like the most noble guy in the world and wasn't a right-wing psychopath who should probably be in jail, right? Let's assume that. Either way, he's going home at night and having to deal with someone named Guinea. So that's a problem in and of itself. Anyway, Stop the Steal rally, Guinea Thomas. Reminder, Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. Joe Biden won the 2020 election. Donald Trump is a loser. Guinea is a loser. And what kind of name is Guinea? I don't know, but it's a stupid fucking name. So that's all I can tell you. Goddamn Guinea. Jizz Lane. I still will never what the fuck? Jizz Lane? What kind of fucking name is Jizz Lane? What kind of name is Guinea? Who's coming up with these names? Like imagine choosing to be called Guinea. Like, oh yeah, Virginia. That's, it's okay, but really I want people to refer to me as Guinea. What the hell? Fucking goddamn Guinea. Oh. Oh man, but it got chilly, so I'm a little chilly right now. I'm a little chilly. Maybe I'll just walk away. Hashtag walk away. Goddamn Guinea. So this is based. Jizz Lane is the worst street. Hey, all I know, I wouldn't mind going to Jizz Lane at this point in time. Let me just tell you. That's all I'm saying. If that were an option, if I could hashtag walk away over to Jizz Lane, all right. Anyway, so it's happening. Mississippi governor signs into law prohibition on schools teaching critical race theory. This is the obligatory, I gotta play this, okay? Just hold the phone here. Hold the phone.
What's the most important issue? And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that what little bit that I know I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't?
Well,
that you don't like?
I'm not going to, I don't have that much knowledge on it.
So that's the average CRT hater. So okay. So this is actually a really good strategy, and I think Democrats need to pay attention. So find something that doesn't exist, right? Like God, for example, and then pass legislation, right, that, bans that thing that doesn't exist. And then you take a victory lap, all right? Because that's the thing. As soon as you sign the paper, it's not like, it's not like a process begins where people need to be fired for teaching critical race theory. It's not like a process none of that happens. You just sign the paper and it's banned, and it never was there in the first place. So you win. It's an easy thing. We got to start doing that on the Democratic side. But anyway, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves on Monday signed into law a bill described as a prohibition on critical race theory, becoming the latest Republican-controlled state to legislate how history and race can be taught in schools. Again, critical race theory. What is critical race theory? Does anyone know? I don't even know what critical race theory is. Well, I do, but I'm just Reeves, a Republican, posted a video of him signing the bill saying, "In too many schools around the U.S., CRT is running amok. It threatens the integrity of education and aims to only humiliate and indoctrinate. That's why I signed legislation that will keep CRT where it belongs, out of Mississippi classrooms." What? What is CRT? Imagine, okay, and then, he picks on the press pool, and then the press, is like, okay, so what is CRT? And then he's like, But let's see, what is in this bill? Senate Bill 2113 forbids public schools in the state from forcing students to agree that any sex, race, ethnicity, religion, or national origin is inherently superior or inferior. Okay. All right. Okay. I agree. That's a good bill. It bans racism. That's great. The bill does not mention or define critical race theory, and it doesn't ban educators from teaching any specific submatter. So it just bans racism. That's a good deal. This is a good bill. Maybe I like this guy now. Maybe this is how can we get racism bans? Right? Racism bans. How can we get that? Oh, we'll just ban CRT. We'll tell everyone else we're banning CRT. Right? They won't read the bill. The bill actually just bans racism. They'll think it just bans reverse racism, which is doesn't exist. And then we're good. This is a good bill. In Mississippi, are we still going to have to pledge to God under the flag in the morning, though? Why can I say, and pledge allegiance to the flag under Allah? Am I allowed to say that? Because I'm just wondering. I'm just curious, right? Because if not, that's a problem. Because that's showing that obviously people think that God is superior to Allah. Mississippi is the 15th state to pass such a law, according to Education Week. The crackdown on certain teachings about race is part of a national effort by Republicans to remove critical race theory from school curricula, even where it doesn't exist. The movement has mobilized conservative parents and voters and has turned schools into the front lines of a national culture war leading up to the 2022 midterms. Critical race theory is a concept that seeks to understand and address inequality and racism in the United States. The term has also become politicized and has been attacked by its critics as a Marxist ideology that's a threat to the American way of life. Now, again, what does the Senate bill do? It bans anything that postulates that someone's race is superior to another. What does that have to do with critical race theory? I ask you. Right? In their mind, critical race theory is we're going to teach the white man to hate themselves, and then the blacks are going to run over the world, and then the white man's going to feel guilt, and then goddamn guilt, and then the blacks, and then goddamn whites. That's, in their mind, that's what they're thinking. Right? In their mind? Right? In reality, what is critical race theory? Oh, well, we used to have slavery in this fucking country. Just fun fact. We used to have slavery in this fucking country. And then when we abolished slavery, the country, right, we did it in the worst way imaginable, right? So, we abolished slavery literally in the most if we just abolished slavery and then did nothing else, things would have probably been better than what this fucking country did, right? Again, so slavery was abolished. And then there was 100 fucking years of Jim Crow, right? And so it's a problem, right? So critical race theory is okay, so yeah, that happened. And so we're still dealing with the effects of that, because our ancestors were fucking stupid. So how about we try to fix that a little bit? And then white Republicans are no, critical race theory. Educators insist that CRT is generally not included in grade school curriculum. The concept is usually taught in graduate level courses at universities. Mississippi State Sen Republican Chris McDaniel, who co-authored the bill, told CNN in February CRT promotes victimhood instead of student success. What does that mean, victimhood? I know that we're teaching victimhood. What? When the state Senate voted on the bill in January, black lawmakers walked out and protested the measure. It ultimately passed along party lines in a 32-2 vote. Party lines, 32-2, by the way. Party lines, 32-2. That's crazy. I mean, that's one hell of a state legislature. With Republicans in support of the measure and Democrats against it, the state house passed the bill in March in a party line vote of 75 to 43. Reeves defended signing the bill, saying that it in no way, shape, or form prohibits the teaching of history. Any claim that this bill will somehow stop Mississippi kids from learning about American history is just flat out wrong. I've said it before and I'll say it again. All elements of Mississippi and all elements of American history, both the good and the bad, should be taught in our schools, period. It just bans critical race theory. So they're proud of themselves. They're going on a victory tour. I don't again, it's a really good strategy. Something does not exist, right? You campaign on banning it. It doesn't exist. So part one of the propaganda is convincing people that something that isn't real is somehow infecting everybody, right? Everyone is infected by CRT. It's not real, but we're all suffering. So you convince them that something that's completely made up is real, and then you ban it, and then they vote for you, and then you win elections. It's that simple. It's a really good strategy. It's a really, really good strategy. So shout outs to the Republicans who really know how to play the game. I wish Democrats would do that. Like, why aren't Democrats banning, fascism being taught in schools? Oh, right, because then the Pledge of Allegiance would have to be banned, and then most of American history would have to be reformulated. I don't know. Anyway, just another example of Republicans that are probably going to be laying the groundwork for a slam dunk in 2022, and not looking forward to it, let me tell you. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. All right. Let's get into the news. Got some news going on. So let's turn our faces toward what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. So Russian television has been getting the forefront of censorship in that country, I suppose. Over, Putin's war in Ukraine not going as well as he planned. He doesn't really want anyone to know about it. Now, again, you'd think, okay, the war is going great. It's a great war. We're doing a great job. Good-ass war. Really good war. Okay? You'd think you'd want to show everyone the war. Wouldn't you want to broadcast on TV killing the Ukrainians? Look, we're killing the Nazis. Look, we're denazifying. Boo, boo, boo. Like, wouldn't they want to do that? Well, they're not, right? Because they know that all the footage makes them look horrible. They know that almost all the footage of, civilians being destroyed, massacred, hundreds of mothers being murdered, it's not looking so good, right? So they're trying to pretend that the war isn't happening. It's a special military operation, right? It's just some troops just walking around somewhere. Really, there's no guns even being fired. No one even died, right? In their world. Anyway, now what's really important is we need to talk about the braveness. What's the word? Brevity? Brevity is a different word, but the braveness. I don't know. They're brave of certain people in Russia. And so here's a video of state television where someone goes onto the set, says no war during television, and then they cut to B-roll. And so this person, apparently, according to reports, was immediately taken into custody. I don't think many people... I haven't seen any updates on their location. They're probably in prison or dead by now. But anyway, they uploaded a video right before doing this, or recorded a video, and then it was uploaded after. We'll see. And so I want to play this because who knows if this person's even still alive. It's bravery. That's the word. Thank you so much. And oh my God. And so, this is what happens when I don't have my coffee, by the way. So anyway, let's read. What is currently happening in Ukraine is a crime. Russia is a country aggressor. All responsibility for this aggression lies on the conscience of one person, Vladimir Putin. My father is Ukrainian, my mother is Russian. They were never enemies. This necklace around my neck signifies that Russian should immediately stop this. Russia should mean fratricidal. That's the word. Yes, I'm sorry, I haven't had my coffee. Holy moly, this person's speaking fast. War and brotherly nations can make peace with each other. Unfortunately, for the last several years, I worked at Channel 1 promoting Kremlin propaganda, and for that, I'm very ashamed right now. I am ashamed that I allowed lies to be told from TV screens, that I allowed Russian people to be zombified. We stayed quiet when all of this was just getting started in 2014. We didn't come out to protest when the Kremlin poisoned Navalny. We continue to quietly watch this inhumane regime. Now the whole world has turned away from us. 10 generations of our descendants won't be able to wash away the shame of this fratricidal war. That's a great word. So anyway, and this is, again, once replaying what she did. Again, bravery, that's the word that exists. And, you know, again, this has happened. I covered videos of thousands of people in major cities like St. Petersburg protesting and getting, like, you know, literally just, like, you know, they're just getting taken and putting into vans by Russian police. Russia is, you know, it's not a free country. I mean, it's very safe to say it's a dictatorship. They do not have actual elections. You know, it's just not, it's not good in Russia. Again, they passed a law that says that lying about the military will get you 15 years in prison. Well, who determines what the lie is? Oh, it's the Ministry of fucking Truth inside the Russian government. And in their world, there is no military operation. There's no war. There's no invasion. There's no one's died. Everything is fine. There is no war in Ukraine. It's like the fucking bitch from Avatar, you know? There is no war in Ukraine. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no war. So when you go on there and say no war, I mean, really, what she is, she's saying the truth when you think about it. She's saying there's no war. I mean, obviously, I'm joking. You know, but again, so she's probably somewhere in like a fucking, I don't know, like a fucking facility somewhere. She won't be seen for another 15 years. But anyway, I don't know, man. It's crazy. And it's good to see that people aren't putting up with that shit. It's, you know, it's crazy. It really is insane. The level of, you know, acceptance people have for propaganda. Like, most people feel like they're powerless, and let's be honest, most of us are powerless. Like, how did we design a society where, like, one person, one baby boy balding fuckface, like, can just, like, decide, I just feel like killing thousands of people. I'm going to start a war with the neighboring country. What? One person is just able to do that? We just let one person have that power? What? Like, I'm sorry, but, like, that's crazy. We just let one person decide, I feel like killing a couple thousand civilians and destroying a whole country. So, you know, what are you going to do? Stop me? And then everyone else is like, no, I guess not. Let's do it. Like, what? Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just like, it's crazy. Like, how is society this fucking broken? I don't know. But again, the people protesting this war in Russia, you know, again, extreme bravery. And, you know, I want to share that with everybody. China released a statement saying that they want none of that shit. Well, that's good. I haven't seen that yet. Two dead, 4 injured. Shooting in Albuquerque. Whoa. There's just mass shootings every single day. There's just mass shootings. Y'all, also, I just want to let everyone know, get your COVID tests from the government. Get new masks if you don't have any. Spend as much money as you can and are able to on protective equipment. There's another variant of COVID. You know, people are calling it Omicron 2, BA2, going through Europe right now, and it's causing a severe spike in hospitalization and death in a lot of European countries. China is dealing with the worst outbreak they've had the entire pandemic right now. I don't have any of this info on screen right now, but I'm just, you know, I just want to get this warning out there. That if you are not preparing for another wave of this, if you have the ability to do so, I would suggest doing so. Because again, I told you all this, right? You know, but always, you know, there you go. So anyway, tomorrow I will be going on a show. So I'm gonna post Mark Monkey in the chat, their Twitter. I'm gonna be going on their show tomorrow at approximately 11:30. And so go give them a follow. I believe their show is on Twitch, so I will post the link when that happens. But you know, just throwing that out there tomorrow after this show, I will be going on their show. And so there you go. Yeah, I mean, this is what I said. I told everybody, right? And again, because I'm the smartest motherfucker on planet Earth, I'm smarter than you, that's right. I told everyone, oh, the mask, woo! The mask, there they go, woo, the mask, woo, the mask. And now, another variant's gonna come. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's pretty, like, fool me once, shame on you, right? I got fooled. A lot of people got fooled when the vaccine came out. I was anticipating, oh, maybe I'll be fine. Maybe the anti-vaxxers will be the only ones that are dying. That clearly did not end up happening. So fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, nope. Delta comes around, right? I'm like, all right, back inside. Omicron, I'm not leaving the house, motherfucker. Fool me 3 times, then I'm a goddamn idiot, right? So anyone who's not preparing for this next wave of COVID is probably a douchebag. Let's be honest. Another thing that I want to talk about is that the U.S. Has changed the way that it reports COVID data. I personally do not trust COVID data that is public. I fully believe that we are on our own. Get vaccinated, get boosted, eat healthy food, try to limit your exposure to the outside, and do the best you can, because we're fucked. We're on our own. Even China, the country that probably had the best rap on this outside of maybe Vietnam, and Vietnam's not doing so good either right now. Even China is experiencing the worst outbreak that they've had. And a lot of scientists are saying that this Omicron 2 variant is already in the U.S. It's just that we haven't, it hasn't reached the same level yet. So we're fucked, folks. And again, once again, need to remind everyone, not in the good dick way. Not in the good dick way. So got to be very clear on that. So God damn. Woo! I'm starting to feel pretty good because I've got the fucking covfefe going up here. In fact, let me just drink the rest of this cup. Oh God. All right. Goddamn fucking Barack Obama has COVID. Should I do I'll do a segment on this. This is just like free SEO. Folks, Barack Obama has COVID. Former President Barack Obama tests positive for COVID-19, says he's feeling fine. Former President Barack Obama tested positive for COVID-19. He announced on social media Sunday, I just tested positive for COVID. I've had a scratchy throat for a couple days, but I'm feeling fine otherwise. Michelle and I are grateful to be vaccinated and boosted, and she has tested negative, Obama wrote on Twitter. Now, here's my question. How's the love life between the Obamas? I'm just asking. I'm curious, okay? If Barack Obama has COVID and his wife doesn't, what does that tell you? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, they're clearly, not doing so well in the marriage. And I think this about every time, like, there's a couple, right? And one of them gets COVID and the other, like, somehow magically doesn't. I'm thinking that's a red flag in and of itself. But I'm just throwing that out there. Whatever. It's a reminder to get vaccinated if you haven't already, even as cases go down, the former president urged. Obama has been a strong proponent of vaccines since they became available. I don't give a shit. Anyway. Barack Obama got COVID. Barack Obama got COVID, folks. I don't know what to tell you. Probably fucking, I don't know. I guess he's not fucking if Michelle Obama doesn't have COVID, so. Fuck. Folks, I'm going to crack open a Polar. Actually, let me go back to the Obama thing. Let me go back. Amendment. Does anyone remember when Barack Obama, as well as the rest of the Democratic Party, got together in March of 2020 and demanded... Now, again, there were two candidates in March of 2020. So Obama called everyone on the phone, told everyone else to drop out except for Elizabeth Warren. Right? And Elizabeth Warren stayed in for Super Tuesday. We all know that, right? But does anyone remember when Bernie Sanders was calling for mail-in voting or to delay the primaries and to set up mail-in voting? And Barack Obama and Joe Biden were like, no, let's do in-person voting. I personally believe that Joe Biden, in allowing in-person voting to continue in the way that they did, I personally believe that that helped kickstart the first wave in this country, because that was like everywhere, like a lot of places were like doing the lockdowns, the pseudo lockdowns, right? Yet you still had to go into these massive voting lines to vote. And that was all Obama and Biden's plan. Bernie wanted to delay the primaries a little bit. A couple states did delay the primaries, so it's not like this is impossible. Delay the primaries, allow for mail-in voting and other safety procedures. That's what Bernie's camp wanted. You had Joe Biden's press secretary, Simone Sanders, go on national television on CNN to tell everyone that the virus isn't airborne and it's no big deal. So I just want to say, we need to hold Democrats accountable for their, for them being also chief architects in this plague. Like, yes, Donald Trump was the president at the time, should have, done a lot more things, absolutely. But Joe Biden being, one of the front runners for the Democratic primary, basically telling everyone there was nothing to worry about. His press secretary basically going on there and lying about the virus. We knew it was airborne in March. That was pretty clear. At least I knew it was airborne in March. I don't know. But either way, going on national television saying, yep, go vote. Go vote in Florida, Arizona, Illinois. Go vote in Wisconsin. Go vote. Everyone's got to vote. In person. Got to vote in person. Well, we can't mail in ballots. Communist Bernie wants to mail. No. Got to vote in person. Oh, there's a plague. There's a pandemic going on. Fuck it. So I just throwing that out there. So fuck Obama. I don't care about Obama. I don't care about Biden. I don't care about any of these stupid dumb fuck leaders that are going to cry and whine because they are the chief architects of this. It's all their fault. I mean, you could put the domino effect into play as well and say it's Barack Obama's fault that Donald Trump won and that Hillary Clinton wasn't, there and didn't dismantle the pandemic response team. So you can even go even further and say, fuck Obama for that one, just for his presidency in general, leading to this moment. So again, they fucked us. Because they were so scared of Bernie Sanders winning the primary, they decided, you know what? Let's exacerbate an already lethal pandemic, presumably that's, being taken control of in some of the key states that are having outbreaks. Let's just have all those key states do in-person voting. We got to beat the commie. We got to beat the socialist who wants to give people free healthcare in the middle of a pandemic. Someone who's advocating to give us free healthcare in the middle of a pandemic. Let's fuck that guy in the ass and give everyone a fucking virus. Well, we do it? That's the Obama strategy. That was the Biden strategy. And thankfully, Joe Biden won in 2020. Thankfully. But imagine if he didn't. My God. My God. Where would we be right now? But also, he did win, and we're still not looking so good. So, hey, I'm just saying, fuck Obama, fuck Biden, and fuck the whole Democratic, machine there. I literally, that shit is burned into my brain. The events of like January, February, March, April 2020, every single day of news is burned into my brain from that era, because that really set the stage here. That really set the stage for what we're dealing with still. We're still that like 3 to 4 month period, right? That 3 to 4 month period, we're still dealing with the consequences of these awful fucking leaders. These terrible fucking leaders. And I just want to, you know, with that, I want to give Donald Trump the floor here.
But the real problem is that our leaders are dumb. Dumb. So dumb.
So anyway, fuck Obama. Fuck all of them. All right. So we've got a show going on, folks. Doing a show. Oh, shit. Folks, we have some really sad news. I just want to say, really, really sad news, here. And everyone, I want to just, you know, we're talking about death here. Really sad news. So apparently there was a domestic dispute, an incident of some kind in Covington, Virginia, I believe. And it appears that 2 people died. 2 people died. And unfortunately, those 2 people were not police officers. And so, but, you know, an officer as well, you know, it's not all bad. 3 are dead, including a Covington police officer after a shooting Monday, Virginia State Police say. Shortly before 5 p.m., 42-year-old Tony S. Polston Jr. of Covington entered a gas station in the 100 block of North Allegheny Avenue, police said. I'm glad the police are saying that. A domestic situation ensued between Polston and a relative who worked at the store, 64-year-old Randall Lee Paxton of Covington. VSP says the situation escalated to the point of Polston shooting Paxton. Again, really sad story. Police say upon being alerted to Polston's erratic and escalating behavior inside the store, the City of Covington Police and Allegheny County Sheriff's Office responded to the scene. Upon arrival, officers and deputies encountered Polston armed with a pistol coming out of the store. Authorities say shots were fired, which resulted in the death of Polston and a City of Covington police officer. So again, the real tragedy here is the person who just got killed at their own store for no reason. That's the real tragedy. As far as I'm concerned, you know, the rest is just like it's a murder-suicide. You know, you take them both out and we're good to go. But anyway, officer down, folks. Hey, I'm just reporting the news. Every time a cop dies in this country, I want you to hear it from me. And so I just want to be very clear. It's not like the cops saved the store. All right, I don't agree with the cops killing this person. Right? If it was a hostage scenario and they had to kill the person to save the hostage, that's one thing. The hostage is already dead. So there's no reason to kill this person. None whatsoever. Put him in for questioning. That's not the job of the police. The job of police is not to kill. I don't care. I will stand by this. Yes, the police should not kill people. I know, hot take. But either way, this guy, you know, really, I mean, when you think about it, right? When you think about karma, when you think about, like, you know, good boy points, I don't know, kind of even it out. You kill an innocent store owner because you're crazy. And then it's like, oh shit, I fucked up. I gotta make amends. Right? I don't know. I'm just saying, right? Like, so, I'm just saying, right? Is it really, like, all, I don't know. Anyway, I just want to say it is sad that the store owner got killed. That's really horrible to hear. But as far as the rest of that story, hey, I got no comment. I'm just putting that away. I got 2 cans of Polar here. So check this out. I'm going to be mixing the flavors. Look at this. This is crazy. No one has ever done this before. This is alchemy. I want people to understand this is alchemy. That's what that is. That is alchemy right there. I'm an alchemist. Look at this. Look, see? I'm bending metal. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. I'm bending metal. I'm like a fucking superhero. I'm like the goddamn Hulk or something. I'm bending metal. Look at this. This metal This was made of metal. I need everyone to understand. It's made of metal. Like, where's the recycling label on here? Because then it says what it's made out of. Is there a recycling label on there? The authority... This is from Worcester, Massachusetts, apparently. PolarSeltzer.com. Please recycle. It doesn't say if it's made of metal. But this is metal, and I'm bending metal. Because I'm a superhero. Did I finish my pepper vodka drink? Oh no, I've got a fuckload of that shit still. I've only had it the one time I drank on stream. That was the only time I had it. So, I still got like a whole mason jar full of that shit. All right. Whoa. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, Nazmul Asan, first of all, I haven't talked about the Don't Say Gay bill in this stream. So the idea that you're going to come into my show and say, oh, like, you're just dumb. Like, you're obviously a troll, and so there's no point in engaging with you. But just to be clear, not teaching kids about sex, kinks, orientation, etc. until they reach a certain age. First of all, what age? Second of all, no one is teaching kids about sex, kinks, and orientation. No one is teaching kids about sex or kinks. Like, do you really think that 2-year-olds are being taught about kinks in schools in Florida? You actually think that? Like, I'm sorry, man. If you, anywhere in this country, anywhere in the world, if you think 2-year-olds are being taught in schools about sex and kinks, you honestly should be in jail for being, you are dangerously stupid. You are dangerously stupid. Like, are you able to operate a car? And if so, you should not be able to. You should not be allowed to have a license. The fact that you are able, theoretically, to just drive a car around a giant metal death machine, that's scary to me. And you somehow believe in the conspiracy theory that 2-year-olds in school, yes, first of all, yes, 2-year-olds in school. Yeah, they're 2-year-olds in school. Ha ha! What? What? I don't know, man. This shit's fucking weird. You are, by all definitions, a goddamn dumbass. What the Don't Say Gay bill criminalizes is gay teachers from referencing their spouse. That's really all it does. No one is teaching kindergartners about sex or kinks. Right? The only thing that it's banning is you are not allowed to say, oh, my husband. If you're a man, you just can't do it. If you're a woman and your husband comes in and drops off cookies for lunch or something for the kindergarten class, that's great. And then you give him a kiss on the cheek, that's great. That's amazing, right? That's a great display of sex and kinks and orientation. I love sex. I love... But if you just happen to be a man teaching and your husband comes in and delivers cookies and you give him a kiss on the cheek, then all of a sudden it's sex. It's kinks. It's sex. It's goddamn sex. Like, you're just fucking stupid, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this is dumb. You are dumb. Everything you've ever done in your life has led to this moment. Think about this. Everything you've ever done in your life, all combined, all totaled, right, has amounted in you being a goddamn fucking idiot. Like, I would be embarrassed if I were you. I'd be embarrassed. If I was around for 5 years, 10 years, I'm assuming you're 5 or 10 years old, I assume, if not longer, and the culmination of every experience I ever had made me a fucking stupid moron, I don't know, man. I'd consider suicide. But that's just because, you know, I'm depressed personally, so that's where my mind goes. But I don't know how you're pulling through it. Nazmul Hasan, you are one dumb motherfucker, and I want you to not be dumb. I would prefer if you weren't such a goddamn moron that thinks that 3-year-olds are being taught about sex and kinks. Sex. Like what? Like, I'm sorry, like what? It is such fantasy. It is literally not even remotely in the real world. It's again, it's like I watched the Birds Aren't Real Majority Report interview, and it's really, that is you gotta watch that if you haven't. That was perfect, because it's like, what do you say to someone who literally believes in things that have never happened, will never happen, and that no one wants to do? That would be like if I were to seriously go out there and say, yep, I believe that there's going to be robots and they're going to take over the world. Everyone's going to turn into a robot. Then we're going to wake up inside of a robot, and then our bodies are going to destroy all the humans, and we're robots now. And then, like, you know, pigs are going to fly in the sky, and then, like, you know, like acorns are going to be raining down from the heavens, and then, like, that's psychosis. That is a medical condition. Can't win an argument, so you do personal attacks. I already won on arguments. So, I don't know what that means. But, again, you are not in the real world. If you think 3-year-olds are being taught about sex and kinks, you're dumb. First of all, 3-year-olds aren't even in school. Second of all, no one is doing that. No one is going around, oh, you're 3 years old? Well, let me talk about sex, kinks. Actually, you know who does do that? Priests. Religious nut jobs. Religious fucking maniacs would do that. Like, you're just dumb. Like, it would be like debating what the color purple is with someone who's colorblind. It's just a waste of time. Like, in that instance, they've got an actual physical disability to prevent them from seeing the color purple, and that's like an act, like, but my point is, they cannot see the color purple. You can see the color purple. Right? So debating what the color looks like is irrelevant, because no matter what you do, they will never be able to understand. Right? So if you think 3-year-olds are being taught about sex, kinks, whoa, then you're just, there is no real debate I can have other than that's not real. Like, you're wrong. I don't know what to tell you. It's just not real. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, think about it, though. When you really think about it, isn't having a kid like the ultimate kink? Like, every time, like, a kid looks at another kid, how did that kid get there? From sex. That's how that kid got there. So if I'm a kindergartner, I'm going to school and I'm seeing all these other kids, I'm thinking, oh my God, there's sex all over the place. How many people were having sex at the same time my parents were? That's what I'm thinking. Why is there so much sex going on? And how come all these people are showing their kinks in public? These fucking weirdos are having sex, and then they're having kids, and they're throwing their kids all over the place. What the fuck? Sex! Like, what the fuck? Don't Say Gay Bill prevents these topics from being taught until 3rd grade. No, it doesn't. First of all, again, it prevents them. That's not happening. The only thing the Don't Say Gay Bill does is it bans any mention of anything but heterosexuality. Again, so if you are a woman and your husband comes in to deliver cookies to the class, let's say it's like, you know, it's one of the last days of school or whatever, so you're not learning much anyway, and the husband comes in and then you give him a kiss on the cheek, that's fine, that's great. Because that happened to me when I was a kid. All of my teachers were women. Sometimes their husbands would come in, and sometimes they would kiss each other on the lips when I was in 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 1st grade even. That's fine. That happens literally every day, all the time, and that's fine for you. But again, if they're gay, that's the problem with the Don't Say Gay Bill. It's taking something that doesn't really exist and the gays are teaching your kids about sex and kinks. Like, what? All it does is it bans anything related to being gay. That's all it does. Right? So, now, if you say, oh, I don't support sex being taught to 3rd graders, okay, I disagree. with your assertion that the Don't Say Gay bill accomplishes that. But that is not what we're arguing. You are supporting a bill that does not do what you're claiming it does. The only thing the bill does is it bans gay teachers from mentioning that they're gay at all. Like, if you're a male teacher and you have a male husband, you are not allowed to say, my husband is, going to bring in cookies today. But if you're a female teacher, you are allowed to say, my husband's going to bring in cookies today. So that's all the Don't Say Gay bill does. Because again, nowhere in this country, third graders are being taught about sex. Like, you think gay teachers are like infiltrating our schools and bringing in like, dog collars and like leather daddy equipment and like teaching fucking 5-year-olds about like fucking doggy style? Like, bro, literally, what universe are you living in? What universe are you living in? Where are you where that's happening? Because if you can show me one example of that, I would love to see it. But that's not happening anywhere. That's literally never happened. It is in the entire history of humanity, that has never happened. You are not a Democrat or a Republican. You're a fucking moron. That has never happened. I don't know what to tell you. It's just never happened. Now, that is a separate conversation from should sexual education be taught? Yes, it should. When should it be taught? Personally, I got taught sex ed in 5th grade. Now, imagine. Now, again, let's just, throwing this out there, right? I am not a straight person, right? By any stretch of the imagination. Okay? So, when I was taught about sexual education, the only thing I was taught was heterosexual, like, missionary sexual intercourse. That was it. And maybe you should probably wear a condom or whatever. That's all I was taught. I wasn't taught anything about, other forms of sex. I wasn't taught anything about gay sex. I wasn't taught anything about anything at all. I wasn't even taught that gay even existed. So, now, if we're teaching, presumably, again, emphasis on presumably, straight kids about sex in 5th grade, why would gay sex be they shouldn't learn about gay sex until 7th grade? Like, what is the argument here? Now, personally, 5th grade, okay, I'm willing to maybe say 4th grade. 3rd grade, maybe, I don't know. I'm not a professional. I'm not a child psychology professor, okay? All I know is in 5th grade, that's when I had sexual education in my school, and it was garbage. It was like 20 minutes. They showed a diagram, and they gave you some basic examples, and that was it. And it was never mentioned again. Not in middle school, not in high school. There was no sexual education anywhere at all in my scholastic career, except for 5th fucking grade. That's a problem. In my opinion, sexual education should get more in depth as you age. You should learn more about this as you get older. And you should be learning about all kinds of sex, not just like straight heterosexual sex for the purpose of procreation, because that's weird and freaky. To me, that's a kink. The idea that the only reason to have sex is to have children, that's one hell of a kink. I don't know what to tell you. But the idea that the Don't Say Gay bill is dealing with this at all, that's just not true. This whole conversation that I just had about sexual education is not affected at all by the Don't Say Gay bill. The only thing the Don't Say Gay bill does, the only material effect that it has, is that if you are a gay teacher, you are not allowed to reference that you have a spouse that's the same gender of yours as you are. That's it. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. So you supporting the Don't Say Gay bill does not do what you think it does in the imaginary world, where like 3-year-olds are being put on leashes and collars and being taught about kinks and spanking. That doesn't happen. That's not real. That's a figment of your imagination, okay? No one is advocating for that. No one wants that. No one thinks that that's a good idea. And most importantly, no one is doing that. So when you say that the Don't Say Gay bill is banning that as if that's a widespread issue, you are dumb. You are propagandized. And what you're doing is you're supporting legislation that literally the only thing it does is it says, oh, you're a gay teacher? Well, not in school, you're not. It's don't ask, don't tell. That's what it is. So, Maxie! Max! My doggy is sleeping. Hi, Maxie. Hi. Like, you're just dumb. And I feel bad for you. Nazmul, I hope to God you don't have children. I hope and pray. In fact, I'm going to pray every day for the rest of my life that you never have children. Because imagine, like, being someone who's gay and your fucking parent is Nazmul Asan in the chat. I can't imagine that. I would have killed myself. I'm sorry. Like, you would be a horrible parent by every stretch of the imagination, unless you did some serious fucking research. You are one dumb motherfucker, and I hope to God you never have kids. I hope to God. I hope to God that no one in your family ever has kids and that you're ever around children, because you are a danger not only to society, but to kids everywhere with your fascinating and yet bizarre and evil conspiracy theories. I am LGBT. What are you saying? I don't care if you're LGBT. I don't give a fuck. That's irrelevant to me. You are supporting legislation that harms gay people and does nothing. And you're lying about what that legislation does. And you're pretending that fucking second graders are being taught about sex and kinks. Dude, you are steeped in fantasy. So there is no difference between you and someone that believes the earth is flat. There's no difference between you and someone that believes Jesus died on the cross for our sins. There is no difference between you and someone that believes that God created all animals on earth and evolution isn't real. There is no difference between you and someone that doesn't believe in vaccines. You are a conspiracy theory ridden fucking freak. You are a freak of nature, and you need to get the fuck out of my chat and get the fuck out of my society, because you're Looney Tunes. You are experiencing psychosis to such an intense degree, I'm not even sure if there's a cure. This is psychosis. You are living your life, every moment of your life, actively believing that second graders are being taught about fucking kinks. You are fucking stupid. If you are able to believe that, you need to have a serious reorientation of how your brain works. You need to go through some serious, like, meditation, maybe read a couple books, maybe, like, turn off the internet, log off for a while, and maybe, like, go out. That is crazy. Again, Nazmul, that's not what the bill does. The bill bans any mention of being gay. I already told you. If you are a man and you have a husband and you say, oh, my husband gave us some pencils, you will be banned. You will be sent to jail or whatever the punishment. You'll lose your job, whatever. Like, again, not only are you such a dumb motherfucker that you think second graders are being taught spanking and fucking BDSM because you're a fucking Looney Tune, but you're not even listening to what I'm saying. You're unable, think about this. You are unable to even hear words and even, like, listen to them. Like, we already told you that's not what the bill does. Everyone in the chat, you can't even read the words, you can't listen to the words and comprehend anything. That is epic dumb. That is like you should be sent to a laboratory and studied for the rest of your life. Like, you are a miracle of science. The ability for you to actually type words but not at the same time be unable to read or listen and understand words, that's incredible to me. Like, you're able to type, you're able to speak the language somehow, but when other people speak the language, none of it. How? Now, again, we should study you. As a society, as a species, we could learn a lot to study your brain, because you are, again, one of the dumbest motherfuckers in the history of the world. Dumb fuck for brains. You are too dumb to just even, I don't know. You don't have problems with mention of someone's gender identity orientation. Then you don't support the Don't Say Gay bill, and you're a useful idiot. So you agree with me then? And the Don't Say Gay bill does not do what you think it does. You were lied to. You live in a fantasy world, or at least previously lived in a fantasy world. Okay? So if you lived in a fantasy world and now you're updating your model of the universe based on what I'm giving you, the information this chat is giving you, and which, again, you can go research it independently. You can go get more independent reviews of what this bill does. You can read the bill's text itself. You could do that. It's shocking that you didn't already, but okay, right? If you are able to intake new information and then update how you view the world based on that information, that's good. And in fact, you should feel liberated. Because now, every moment of your life up until this point, you've been living in a world where second graders are being taught about BDSM and role play and furry porn is being showed on all the screens. You are living in that world. That is a crazy world to live in. I don't know if I'd be able to survive living in that world. Again, psychosis. That is psychosis. That is a medical condition. But you made it. You made it to the other side. It's like when you're doing a psychedelic trip, right? You feel like you're going crazy, but then you come out the other side and you're like, oh shit, I'm back in the real world. So if you're back in the real world, or in the first time, if this is like, if we're like, welcome to the, we're at like Ellis Island, but like with reality, right? Like welcome to the real world. I would love that. I would love for you to be welcome back into the real world, or, you're an immigrant to reality and you've never been here before. That's great. But for the love of God, please research anything about what you talk about before opening your mouth or typing things in front of other people. Because it's one thing to be living in like your fantasy land. It's another thing to like go around other people and talk about your fantasy. People are going to look at you and they're going to go like, like that's how everyone in this chat is looking at you. Everyone you've ever spoken to about any of this in your entire life is looked at you like that. Because you're a freak. At least you were. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm going too far. Some people say sometimes when I'm being mean to people, I go too far. And it's possible. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I want people to get better. My thing is, if someone is offended by what I have to say to the point where they are retreating into a psychotic realm of the make-believe, I feel like my intervention probably wasn't going to be able to be too effective anyway. Like, if someone is able to believe that there's a widespread problem in the USA where second graders are being talked to about kinks and sex, second graders are going through like kink school in this guy's version of the world. I mean, honestly, like, is a little like rough language really? I mean, is that really gonna like? I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is that shit's crazy. That's what I know. I know that shit's crazy. You are not a liberal. You are not a liberal by any stretch of the imagination. Liberals do not support fascist legislation that bans anyone they don't agree with from schools. You are not a liberal. Now, would you maybe say that you aspire to be a liberal? That's a good thing. Compared to being a fascist, which you currently are, you are a fascist at the moment. If you want to be a liberal, that's an upgrade. That is an upgrade, okay? If you want to go from being a dumb fuck fascist loser useful idiot to being a somewhat less of that but a liberal, that's good. That's an upgrade. I endorse that. But as of this moment, you are not a liberal. You are a fascist sympathizer and a useful idiot. Now again, if you want to not be that, if that sounds bad to you, oh, I don't want to be a fascist, I don't want to help the fascists, that sounds bad. If that's bad to you, that's good. That should be bad. That should seem repulsive. Okay? You should not want to support the fascists. I'm not demanding that you be a socialist, Nazmul. I'm demanding that you don't support fascist legislation. That's what I'm demanding. I'm demanding that you stop supporting far right wingers that want to kill gay people and kill trans people. That's all I'm asking. That's all. Personally, I don't think that's that much to ask. I don't think it's too much. You can just live your life. You are not anti-fascist. It is impossible to support fascists and be anti-fascist. You cannot do that. You cannot say, oh, I love the Don't Say Gay bill. It should be in every state. It should be in all 50 states. No one should be allowed to ever even suggest that gay people are alive or should be alive in all 50 states. That is not anti-fascist. You are an idiot. Again, it's okay, though. You had a medical condition. It's called psychosis. In fact, let me get you the definition here. This is psychosis, what you're experiencing. Okay. This is on WebMD, all right? Psychosis and psychotic episodes. Now, again, I'm trying my best here. What is psychosis? So, again, I'm diagnosing you with psychosis, and this is what psychosis is. Psychosis is a condition that affects the way your brain processes information. It causes you to lose touch with reality. You might see, hear, or believe things that aren't real. Psychosis is a symptom, not an illness. It can be triggered by a mental illness, a physical injury or illness, or a substance abuse or extreme stress or trauma. What you are going through right now, Nazmul, is a psychotic episode. Okay? Now, I do a lot of drugs. I'm very familiar with psychotic episodes. Okay? What I want you to do is just sit down, tell yourself it's not real. Every time you see Ron DeSantis and you think how hot and attractive he is and how much you want to bang him and how he's the second coming of Jesus, think to yourself, it's not real. It's not real. It's not real. You cannot be an anti-fascist and support fascism. It's just not real. You cannot do that. Okay? You just can't do that. That's like 2 + 2 = -7. It's just, what? It doesn't make any sense, okay? Psychotic disorders like schizophrenia involve psychosis that usually affects you for the first time in the late teens or early adulthood. Young people are especially likely to get it, but doctors don't know why. Even before what doctors call the first episode of psychosis, FEP, you may show slight changes in the way that you think or act or think. This is called the prodromal period and could last days, weeks, months, or even years. So that's what you're in right now. You do not hate Ron DeSantis. It is impossible to support his legislation and also dislike him. You cannot do that. You have to pick one. Either you don't like him or you like him. That's it. Pick one. Okay? So what you are going through right now is the prodromal period. You are experiencing psychosis. You can even say, I am a reflection. If you want, if this is helping you, this is not real. This will all be over, Nazmul. It's all over. Don't worry. It's all ending soon. You can come back to the real world. I'm trying. I'm really genuinely trying here. There is no epidemic of second graders being taught about spanking and furries and dressing up in kink play. That's not happening. You can relax. You can settle down. Maybe get yourself a snack. Maybe order some pizza, chill out, settle down a little bit. Watch whatever television show, whatever media that you like that makes you comfortable, like your favorite cartoon, your favorite TV show, your favorite movie. Put that on, listen to some music, whatever that makes you relax. What you are suggesting is real is not real. It's never been real. It's never happened. You are living in a fantasy world, okay? What you're experiencing is a prodromal period, and it apparently has lasted years. Sometimes you can lose touch with reality even when you don't have a primary psychotic illness such as schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. When this happens, it's called secondary psychosis. These episodes stem from something like drug use or medical condition. Whatever the reason, they tend to disappear in a short time, and they often stay away if you treat the condition that caused them. So, warning signs before psychosis: a drop in grades or job performance, trouble thinking clearly or concentrating, suspiciousness or unease around others. So again, this is a big one here because you are thinking that all the gay people in the world are teaching kids about sex and kink. So again, this is a great example of early, this is you're about to have a psychotic meltdown. Okay? Lack of self-care or hygiene, we can only imagine what's going on. Spending more time alone than usual, stronger emotions than situations call for. That's another important one. Again, so not only suspiciousness or unease around others. So you've convinced yourself that all the gay teachers in the world are teaching kids about kinks, right? That's not real, right? And then you have strong emotions about that thing that doesn't exist. So you've manufactured something in your world, and then now you're really mad about it. This is crazy. Signs of early psychosis: you may hear, see, or taste things others don't. So again, this is where the psychosis is this is bad. You are seeing and hearing. You're living in a world where second graders are being taught about kinks and sex. Again, that's not happening anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. That's not happening anywhere. Okay, so that's just not real. Hang on to unusual beliefs or thoughts no matter what others say. So you're saying you're an anti-fascist. yet you support a fascist dictator who's trying to ban gay people from schools, and you want that fascist dictator's policies to be nationwide. That's most certainly unusual. Right? That is most certainly unusual. Okay, let's go on. Pull away from family and friends. Hey, I mean, I don't know. You're trolling a chat room at 11 in the morning, and that's, like, I don't know, man. That's weird. Stop taking care of yourself. I'm just going to assume, again, by all the things that we've already understood, that you're probably not doing so well in this category. Not being able to think clearly or pay attention. Now, again, you are unable, like when everyone was typing what the text of the bill was saying in the chat, you were unable to process that information. You were reading, oh, the bill actually doesn't do what in my imaginary world it does. It actually does something that I should theoretically disagree with. You're not able, you can't process that information. You can't pay attention. Okay? So this is what you're experiencing is signs of early psychosis. Okay? So symptoms of a psychotic episode. Usually you'll notice all of the above plus hallucinations, hearing voices when no one is around. Maybe, it's possible, maybe Ron DeSantis is in your head, I'm not sure. Tactile hallucinations, strange sensations or feelings you can't explain. Visual hallucinations, you see people or things that aren't there, or you think the shape of things looks weird. Delusions, beliefs that aren't in line with your culture and that don't make sense to others, like outside forces are in control of your feelings or actions. Small events or comments have huge meaning. You have special powers or on a special mission. I mean, in this case, yes, you have special powers, and that is that you believe that you're anti-fascist, but yet you're supporting Ron DeSantis. That's definitely on the... That's one hell of a special mission. Like cannabis can cause a psychotic episode, maybe. I mean, sometimes. I've experienced some like mild psychosis from getting really high. Anyway, I suggest seeing a doctor, Nazmul, if you have health insurance. If you're interested, I wouldn't mind putting together a fundraiser for you. But again, you are not in the real world, okay? If you think second graders are being taught about sex, kinks, you think that furries are like, you know, dressing up kids in fursuits, that is crazy. That is not real. Now, again, you claim to be a liberal Democrat, anti-fascist, who's also a liberal. Make that make sense, but okay. So you're a liberal, you believe in capitalism, but you hate fascism, okay. Yet you support fascist legislation. Again, I don't know. That's weird. That doesn't exist in the real world. So anyway, I've experienced psychosis before. It's scary. So I want to make sure you understand that, like, I know it's you are on the other side of it now. You lived presumably a significant chunk of your life thinking that second graders were being taught about spanking and role play. And I would love to tell you, I'd love to be the first one to tell you that is not happening. So, you know, hopefully you can intake this information and update your model of the universe because, you know, you've been suffering in your own mental prison for long enough. Hello, Cannabis Clay. I forgot to introduce myself. I usually don't chat, but when I heard you going in, I had to join in. I've been watching you for a few weeks now, and I love your style. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know, some people say maybe I go in too hard. You can maybe make the argument that I went a little bit too hard now, and I don't want to come across as if I'm making fun of psychosis. I'm not. You know, I'm not trying to make psychosis like the butt of a joke or anything. I'm just saying, like, this is psychosis. I mean, I genuinely believe that there are millions of people in this country that are experiencing psychosis. I genuinely believe that. I think that there is no way to explain anything going on in society without having psychosis as a diagnosis. That's what I think. So when someone tells me that, like, you know, in their world, like, second graders are being taught about spanking and kinks and furry role plays, you know, to me, I don't know. That's all I'm saying. Not making fun of psychosis, making fun of someone with psychosis, totally different. Now that's true. That's true. That is factual. I'm not trying to make fun of psychosis. I don't want to come across that way. But maybe I shouldn't mention psychosis at all. I don't know. I've experienced psychosis. I know about the symptoms. I shouldn't have used it here, IMO, but that's just me. Okay, well, let me give my perspective, Falcon. So, I am severely mentally ill as a mentally ill person. You know, I think we need to destigmatize mental health issues. I don't necessarily think, like, maybe, yes, I was making fun of this person, and I used psychosis to do so. Maybe. But also, I genuinely want this person to stop living in a fantasy world. So, you know, I genuinely do believe that you can use psychosis to diagnose conservative values. I think all conservatives in the whole world, everywhere, all across the planet, are experiencing psychosis. They have mental health issues. I think we need to destigmatize. So I'm not trying to say that if you have psychosis, you're a bad person. I'm not trying to say that, like, you're crazy and you know, I mean, you are crazy, but, you know, crazy isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't know, man. Please don't combine. I will accept the criticism, and I will update my model of the universe. But you know, that doesn't make it right to attack. I'm not attacking mental health issues. I'm saying you are experiencing psychosis, and I want to help you get out of psychosis. That's all I'm saying. Right? But again, what is the definition of psychosis? Psychosis is a condition that affects the way your brain processes information. It causes you to lose touch with reality. You might see, hear, or believe things that aren't real. The entire right-wing movements everywhere, they have psychosis. They have mental health issues, right? And so the right, leaders on the right take advantage of their mental health issues to manipulate them into being like a legion of fascist trolls to do their bidding. And in the case of Nazmul, they were somehow identifying as a liberal, Democrat, anti-fascist, somehow managed to get propagandized into believing a fascist's version of the world. I don't know, man. But I've experienced psychosis, drug-induced and not drug-induced. I've experienced psychosis. It is a very serious medical condition when you are deep within psychosis, whether on drugs or not on drugs. And, you know, it's definitely not fun, for sure. So I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to stigmatize being psychotic or experiencing psychosis in some capacity or having in the past. But what I'm saying is, it's a diagnosis. It's a medical diagnosis, okay? If you believe that there's 2-year-olds or second grade or whatever being taught about kinks, that's psychosis. I don't know what to say. But yeah, you know, as a mentally ill person, I'm familiar with mental illnesses, right? I'm familiar with mental health problems, and so I often will use them as a vehicle to discuss things. That's just how I operate. Maybe it's not the best thing to do as someone with a YouTube show. That's possible. It's possible. And I'm willing to think about it. But for me, I've researched mental health a lot, right? So, you know, that's my avenue. Psychosis is a very specific thing. I mean, there's multiple stages of psychosis. Like the most basic definition, I mean, like, most psychotic episodes involve a lot of anxiety, but anxiety is not required for it to be psychosis. But when people are experiencing heavy psychosis a lot, they'll often experience anxiety as well, which escalates things, you know, and it creates a feedback effect. But you can experience anxiety without psychosis, and you can experience psychosis without anxiety. So in my unprofessional opinion, thinking that 2-year-olds are being taught about sex and kinks all across the country and that based Ron DeSantis is coming down from the spaceship to save the world, you know, you might not be having an anxiety-induced episode, but there is something going on there. But that's just my opinion. aren't moderate. I mean, there's moderate Democrats. There's liberal Democrats, according to this guy, that support the Don't Say Gay bill. So even liberal Democrats don't want to say gay. They hate the gays. I don't know, man. Anyway, that happened to kill 40 minutes. That's cool. 40 extra minutes of content out of the show. Because I had no more stories. I'm done. So, you know, whenever I'm like getting close to wrapping up, it's the best time for a dumb motherfucker to come in the chat. Like, when dumb motherfuckers come in the chat before I'm done with my shtick, then it's like, oh, you're just being annoying. But when we got a dum-dum in the chat, like right as I'm about to wrap up, I will go for hours. I've done like 3-hour shows, like, where it's just like the last 2.5 hours of me talking to a stupid motherfucker. I mean, as far as mental health stuff goes, like, there are people that say it's ableist to use terms like crazy or stupid or dumb or moron. And I understand that, and I agree that it is, in a way, ableist. Now, that said, like, we need to be able to, like, draw a distinction between personal responsibility, in this, right? So if someone is depressed and they're not hurting anyone else, then, right, like, obviously 100% sympathy. Like, we need to, like, that they're not, you know, there's nothing wrong there. But if someone is depressed and they're lashing out at others, like, if you go to a store and, like, you know, you ask, you know, where the fucking mayonnaise is, and then, like, you freak the fuck out, and then you throw a jar of mayonnaise at a random old person down the aisle, and then you start, like, screaming and tearing down the walls, like, then, oh, like, yes, like, while we should help that person is also negatively interacting with the world. But then you've got millions and millions of people that do that on a daily basis, but for whatever reason, they feel like they're removed from the consequences of their actions. And Nazmul is one of them, where they could just, oh yeah, I support legislation that bans teaching kinks to kids. Okay. But that's not what the legislation does, right? So they're just like multiple levels of context removed from the consequences of their actions. So that's why I agree that, yes, calling someone crazy and stupid is ableist. Absolutely. But that said, I don't know. I want people to not be stupid. I want people to learn. But if those people are going to negatively impact, like someone coming in my chat and supporting legislation that hurts me, that hurts people like me, that offends me, right? So, yeah, I'm going to call them stupid, and I will do my best to convince them. I tried to convince them. Didn't go so well. The only other option is that they're experiencing a psychotic episode. If someone is listening to words, reading words, and none of them are translating to anything in their brain, that's a symptom of psychosis. I've experienced psychosis, right? I've been in a mental state many times in my life where people are speaking to me and the words aren't getting processed at all, right? I know what that's like. I have firsthand experience with it. And so am I weaponizing my own mental health as an excuse to use terms that I maybe shouldn't? Yes. But that's where I'm at right now, and I'm willing to have that conversation with anyone. I said if the bill means not mentioning a sexual orientation, then I'm against it. Yeah, but then you still continue to argue in favor of it many, many times later on. And also, you came into my chat. Again, you're trying to hide behind something here that's not going to work. You came into my chat. None of us were talking about the Don't Say Gay bill. Nobody in the chat was talking about it. Your very first message was that you want this bill in all 50 states to be law. You want this to be federal law. You want to ban the mention of even possibly being gay at all. Ban transgender teachers, because just the fact that someone is trans means that they're indoctrinating kids, right? Duh, right? And that's your world. You believe that. You want that to be the standard. That is extremely offensive. That is genocidal. That is fascistic. In the same way that if someone believes that Jewish people are controlling all the money and are purposefully going out of their way to, destroy the lives of the non-Jewish people, that's crazy. That is psychosis, right? And if you believe that, and then you're supporting someone who's like, oh, don't worry, we're going to solve the Jewish problem. We're going to fix that's crazy. Your psychosis, your stupidity, your irrational beliefs are then harming other people to a significant degree. And that's what's happening in this country, right? With queer people, right? There's bills and bills and bills being passed all across the country that are, queer people are being they're being stolen from their parents, removed from their houses. Cops, Gestapo units are going door to door saying, "Oh, do you have a trans kid? Can I see your medical papers? We need to verify whether the medical papers say if this person has received transgender illegal healthcare." Right? Again, that's what you're supporting, right? You want gay people to be erased from the public? That's harmful to people like me, and I don't like it. So, well, if it's old, then stop watching. I don't know what to say. Not everyone can like everything. Yeah, my opinion is if someone comes into my stream to harass me and harass people that are marginalized, I'm not going to hold back. If someone comes into my stream and says something stupid and says that gay people should be banned from school, I'm going to respond accordingly. That's just my opinion. Like, I stand up to bullies. That's my philosophy. If someone is bullying people, either directly or in the abstract, I'm not gonna just say, oh, okay. Here, I'll hold their fucking, I'll hold them down while you beat the shit out of them. I'm not gonna do that. So. But yes, I mean, constantly improving. As everyone should be. Anyway, you got resting bitch face, but for felons. That's crazy. Are you a felon? Like, is that like, or are you saying people think you're a felon? Anyway, that's the, ow, I forgot I had a bruise on my knee, and I tapped my knee as I don't know why I did that. It was unnecessary in general, but now I hurt the bruise on my knee. Anyway, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat food. I'm going to go live my life. I've got a life, and I'm going to go live it. Max the dog. I'm going to try to get Max on camera. So check this out. Max! Max! Come on, Maxie. He was taking a nap. He's got to stretch. Come on, Max. Come on. Look at him. It's Max the dog. Maxie, uppy. Uppy, uppy. Uppy, uppy. He's like, I don't have room. I'm a large dog. I can't get uppy. Uppy, Max. Uppy. You're a large dog. I need a mile. My points are maxed out. Like stat points. Max the dog. So anyway, personally, again, I could be wrong. It's possible. I'm open to being wrong. But, I think the idea, there was this, the meme doctor that went on Joe Rogan, tried to coin the phrase mass formation psychosis as if he's on the winning side of that. That theory that, the whole world is psychotic, I agree with that. But not in the direction that guy was going with. But again, yes, if you are able to somehow convince yourself or be convinced that second graders are being taught about fucking kinks, role play, and sex, I don't know. Or if you, for whatever reason, are convinced that, like, gay sex is, like, an upgrade from straight sex or something. Or it's like, you know, like, yeah, we're fine to teach straight sex to kids, but gay sex is just, like, if you place a difference on those things, I don't know, man. You're crazy. I saw it on Bill Maher. Well, that's your first mistake. Anyway, y'all. That's the show. That's what it is. When you get a charge, they apply points to you. I have over 6 points on my record, so I get the max sentence no matter what charges. Oh, jeez. Well, don't get any more points. You got enough. You got a good amount of points. I lasted 5 years for a Dewey and tampering with evidence because so ate the pills in front of the cop. What pills, though, is my question. That's the show. That's the show. Man. Ugh. Xanax? What? Imagine getting fucking tampering with evidence for Xanax. Isn't Xanax even illegal? Is it illegal to have Xanax, like, if you're not prescribed? Or is it, like, I don't know. Maybe. It's possible. Possible. Yeah, I guess it is. But what if you're prescribed? Were you prescribed? I just, like, the idea is, like, if someone's freaking the fuck out, right? And then someone's like, here, take a Xanax, calm down. That's illegal? What? Like, fuck you. I don't know. For me, something like Xanax is like, that's like you put that in the medicine cabinet. That's like Advil, you know? It's like fucking Tylenol. To me, like, if I'm having an episode and there's medicine that can stop my episode, I'm going to go ahead and take that medicine. I don't know, man. I don't know. If someone's having an episode and I got Xannies on me, I'm going to offer one. Hey, if that's illegal, okay. But if someone's freaking the fuck out and there's nothing else that can help them, guess what? I don't care about the law anymore. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. But anyway, that's the show. I'm going to be on a show tomorrow. I guess. Yeah, I'm going to be on a show tomorrow. As you can see here. Tomorrow around this time, around 11:30. And we're going to talk about being trans, I guess, right? Because I'm the token tran, which is good. I like being the token. I like having my token status. That's good. But, you know, got to get the trans person on to talk about the transes. And so I'm the trans person in this instance. So I'm going to be going on that person's show. And we're going to be talking about the transes. Also, that's the show. That's the program. And, there you go. You know, there you go. Oh my God. Isn't it crazy that, like, if someone is experiencing, like, a drug problem, right? Police are only going to make the problem worse. Like, I'm open to the concept that police could theoretically not make the problem worse. But when it comes to drugs, right, criminalizing the use of drugs, like, I cannot see any scenario where that helps people that are on drugs. Like, you know, if you are addicted to a drug and you do not want, like it's one thing if you're like, you know, and you like it and like you're fine with that, right? But if it becomes like a medical condition, right, like and you can't afford it, or, you know, if it's a problem that you want to fix, the criminalization of that drug is not going to help at all, and it's going to hurt significantly. So never made any sense to me. If someone is addicted to something and they want to stop, that is a medical problem. Yeah, I mean, cops are garbage, for sure. The only drug I've ever done is marijuana. God damn. I've done many, many drugs. I haven't done all the drugs, but I've done many, many drugs. I'm afraid of stuff that's like injectable. I don't want to inject anything. I don't want to snort anything. That to me is a little scary. Like, I'll take a pill. That's fine. If it has a worse effect or is worse for me, that's better than injecting. But like any of these like other like delivery methods, not huge into it. Like, I prefer just eating something. You know, maybe putting some vapor or some smoke particulates in my lungs. That's about as far as I go. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. I know that I should probably inject my estrogen, but I don't. I've heard that it's better, but I am not going to do that, so. I do a combination of sublingual and swallowing. Weed is not a drug. I think weed is a drug. I mean, like, I get why someone would say it's not a drug, but I think I would say everything's a drug. Sugar's a drug. Caffeine is a drug. Donuts are a drug. Like, everything that you put into your body is a drug. Like, what's the difference between eating a tomato and eating cannabis? What's the difference? I mean, they both come from the ground, right? What's the difference between eating a cucumber and eating a mushroom? What's the difference between eating a non-psychedelic mushroom and eating a psychedelic mushroom? They're both mushrooms. You're doing the same thing. They're both drugs. Everything's a drug. That's my position. Is that everything you put into your body that has any effect at all, whether or not it's on the brain, is a drug. But then I would even go so far as to say anything that has any physical effect on your body is by definition going to affect the brain, because if you're eating unhealthy foods, your brain's going to have reduced performance. So if you ate like 3 pizzas, right? That's a drug. You're going to have lethargy. You're going to have side effects. You're going to have withdrawal symptoms. That's a drug. That's my opinion. Tomato is not a drug. Well, we can debate that one. That's in the realm of debate, Nazmul. If we're debating tomatoes being a drug or not, that's a big upgrade from debating whether or not gay people should be allowed to be in school. That's a big upgrade. Making sketty tonight. Gonna get that good tomato emoji. Yo, I should make some sketty. Oh, fuck! I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it! Spaghetti's on the brain. In fact, I'm gonna do it right now. I haven't eaten today. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna make spaghetti. Right now. It's happening. I feel bad for screaming. But sometimes I like to exclaim, and I know that can hurt people's ears, so I apologize. But anyway, I'm gonna make some spaghetti. Be careful with pills, guys. There's also fake versions. Just my personal experience. Is this something I should even say? I don't even know. I only do drugs. I only do pills that are right from the, prescriber. That doesn't necessarily mean that I've been prescribed. I'm on the label. But I only do, one. I will never do multiple layers of passing around, because then it's just, it's too much. I want to see that shit get filled at the pharmacy and then get handed it in the parking lot. That's my deal. That's my But, you know, it doesn't happen often. But anyway, now that everyone knows that I'm a drug addict, I hope that everyone already knew that. I'm going to go make spaghetti. That's a great idea. Spaghetti. What a great idea. Like, that's such a good idea. Oh, my God. I'm going to put some like, spinach in my spaghetti. I'm going to have, like, tomatoes. I got this whole ass wheat spaghetti. Whole grains. I'm getting some grains up in there. Got some tomatoes. Oh, man. Folks, Cooking with the Bitch, Season 2, coming soon. Is that a rhyme? Too soon? One has an N on it. Is that a rhyme? It's like a half rhyme. Is there such a thing as a half rhyme? I'm not sure. Fuck you, Catherine. Fuck you. Anyway, fuck you again, Catherine. Just had to get it all out. Anyway, yeah, fentanyl is a huge problem. Like, it's a huge problem. More like, and the problem with fentanyl is it's a completely made up problem. That's the problem, right? Like, every single death from fentanyl is 100% at the hands of people that are enforcing the drug war. There's a 0%. No one has ever died from a fentanyl overdose that would have died if these drugs were legal. I mean, even before fentanyl, like, overdosing, like, yes, people can get too carried away and drugs can be illegal. People have overdosed on alcohol, right? You know, it happens, right? But I would go as far as to say that most overdoses are due to buying something and not getting what you paid for, right? So think of all, like, the deaths that happen, you know, like, famous people, you know, often will die from overdosing. Turns out they were taking, like, 3 different drugs, and they presumably did not know that they were taking 3 different drugs, because all their friends will say, oh, they would maybe combine these 2, but never these 3. And then it's like, oh, well, their dealer just fucked them. And now they're dead, right? So that's something that wouldn't happen. Think about, like, you know, all the people that have died because of overdoses. It's completely made up. It's completely made up. None of it's real. There's no reason for it. It's not like in the laws of physics. It's not like there's gravity and the apple fell from the tree and then the quantum and then the fucking... It's not that. It's just there's a dumb motherfucker that has a gun pointed at you and is forcing you to live in a stupid society. That's what all these stupid fuck laws are. It's just dumb motherfuckers having guns pointed at you at all times. Whether or not you see the gun is irrelevant. I've had guns pointed at me. It's not fun. It's not fun to have guns pointed at me. I had a SWAT team I had like 20 people point machine guns at me. That's fucking scary. But guess what? That's how we live everywhere all the time. It's just that the guns aren't visible. You can't see the guns. But that's like when you go outside, and like this is what I was saying yesterday. When you go outside, right, and you're not like walking in the streets with elephants going down to the market down the street, that's guns being pointed at you. Guns are being pointed at you to enforce road supremacy, car supremacy, forcing like global, like climate change, right? All of that is like money, just the concept of money. What is money? Money doesn't exist without guns, without power, without influence, right? So everything that ever happens to you that you don't like probably doesn't need to be there. And the only reason it's there is because of rich people with guns. So reminder, fuck the rich, fuck them in the face. And don't fall for that bullshit. But anyway, that's it. That's the show. So y'all have a great one. I will go make some some spaghetti. I've been pistol whipped by cops, for fuck's sake. LMAO, they stay pointing guns at us and more. I'm sorry to hear that. But I am not going to go make some pistol. Your message popped up when I was speaking and I'm high. I'm going to go make some spaghetti. And that's it. That's the show.
The world is actually a small piece of the universe. Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me.
Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes. Those votes.
I eat extra sharp.
Antifa exists.
Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your... And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. I went in yesterday and there was a television screen, and I said, this is genius. So today, on behalf of the United States, I want to thank every Olympian and Paralympian. And that was just incredible. And what happened with the Paralympics was so incredible and so inspiring to me. And I watched, it's a little tough to watch too much, but I watched as much as I could. It was really